I'm recording now. All right. I'm not going to repeat what I said though. So that's kind of where we left at last year. The data is your data. That's what we want you all to know. It's not something that we're giving you access to our data. It's all yours. We want to give you the ability to report on it, but we realize that your districts don't all have the analytical, or I should say the database people that can import your data. And so we kind of created a stopgap solution of throwing out a text file every day. And then if you wanted to look at it, you can do some reports. I do have some folks that are out there in the districts as well as in SCCOE that are using that technique, because when you could just get data at your fingertips, it's so nice, right? Well, we found a tool and it's actually integrated into Microsoft Online. The majority of you don't use Microsoft Online. Matter of fact, I would venture to say all of you don't use Microsoft Online. So we bought an account for every district. So each district will get a username and password, and they'll be able to log in their account. Now it's your data, like I said. If you want to share it, great. If you want just the Director of Fiscal Services to have access to it, great. Whatever, this is your account, and you can use it however you want. So let me go ahead and give you a demonstration of how that account works. So this right here, what you're looking at, this is our master account. And I think the master account, it's called QSS Data Analytics. So this is an account that has access to everybody's data. And I wanted to show this to you because in looking at this particular thing, we can have different, you can see in this particular list, I have every single school district's data in this list. Now, we don't want to give everybody access to that district. So I wanted to show you that even though our master account has the data, we can actually share this out individually. So as an example, let me open up my account. This is my personal account. My personal account, I should only have access to one district. And sure enough, you can see when I look at this district on the right-hand side, it's only showing District 90. And so now I'm able to go to our master account and just only share a certain thing. And we're going to demonstrate that in a second, because I'm going to have Lydia share her screen. And by the way, we're not all masters of this. Right now, the folks that are really working on this one is going to be Alex, myself, and then Rich is getting familiar with this as well. So as we start getting used to this one, we'll be deploying reports and kind of we'll all be learning together. All right, so what can you do with this? Well, the bottom line is it's your data. So this is what I do with it. For example, what I do is I come over here and I want to look at all the manager codes that have, and I'm just going to put my name in here, CARRILLO. Over the years, I've had a manager code where my name was Jim Correa with Director AB and WSD. And then in the past, it used TPIS. So I'm going to select all of them so I can see all of my data. I can also say, you know what, I only want to look at the 2000. In this case, I only have 2020 and 21 data in here, but now I can look at just that. I can even go down to, I started doing some object code ranges. And let's say I only want to look at books and supplies, services, and that's it, because I can't really do anything else with the classified salaries and employee benefits. So as a manager, I can now filter this data down to just the information that's important to me. This is showing every transaction that's hitting each of the cost centers that are underneath my manager code. I can drill down and see the specific details of the transactions. And I don't have to now run into QSS to see what's going on. Now, what if we wanted to even drill down further? And let me go back to that master account. And let's say I wanted to, by the way, we pulled this off of the FAR 110 report, the financial activity report. But what if I wanted to look at the transaction level detail? You can go as far down as you want. And so I can say, I want to look at the transaction level detail of this looks 6200. Let's see where are all the 6200s. Let's see if I can do a -6200. So here are all my, so these are the ones that I want right here. Well, let's see. Looks like I could only select one at a time on this one, but I can now see all the transactions at those particular level. And these are at the transaction level. So I'm not saying that this is replacing QSS, but it just becomes a really quick place to go if you want some information. So now let's talk about how I'm going to share this with everybody so that you all can see what's going on. So I'm going to go back into my workspaces, and this is the report I want to share with Lydia. This core open data system, financial activity report 110. And if we look up here, I can change this one to specific people, and I'll share this with, oops, sorry about that. I'm supposed to type an email in there. El Cabrera, and I would see Lydia come up. And then I can go ahead and send her this report, and I'm going to change this one to only specific people. And then I can click on that one, say hello, and then send that. Now, Lydia, I'm going to ask you, by the way, what you didn't see me do was you didn't see me identify which data that Lydia has access to. And so before I do that, I want you to see Lydia's screen just so that you can be certain that we are protecting your data. So Lydia, I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay.
And then you're going to share. And what I want you to do is you're going to show how we're going to, our customers are going to use this.
Okay. So,
and I will tell you, you're just going to open up a browser. I will walk you through the rest.
Okay. All right. So let me open a browser and then share that. Okay, share my browser. All right, and all right. It's me.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about logging in. Just yeah, this is Chrome. You can use yourself. It doesn't matter.
Oops.
Who's using this computer? I don't know. So powerbi.com is all you have to type.
Okay.
Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to log in with the username and password that we assign you. Click on your little picture up on the right-hand side because I think you're already logged in.
Okay. Should I log out?
No, it's okay. You're just already logged in.
Okay.
All right. So at the bottom left, this is just like any one of those online systems like Google or Microsoft. You got favorites. You can do, whatever, right? I don't even pay attention to that stuff. I just click on my workspace.
Okay, workspace.
Perfect. And we should have some, I'm sorry. Click on the workspaces to see if, 3 up, shared with me. I don't know where I'm missing that. Down,
share with me.
Yeah, shared with me. We should be able to see the reports that are shared with you. And as it turns out, we're not seeing any reports. So it might be, that's an awkward one. Awkward.
I saw it on the email.
Yeah, click on the email. It's probably just what's it called? It's taking a little bit of time for it to.
I saw the email where you shared me something. Here we go.
Yeah, click on that. Open this report.
Open this report.
Thanks.
Okay.
Now, what should happen is it should show nothing. And it's loading and it's loading. It's going to sit there and do nothing. Not that, I didn't want to show you that it does nothing. But what I wanted to show you was this is how we're protecting your data. It's a 2-step process. Not only do we have to share the report with you, but while you're letting your computer do that one, it's going to take some time, Lydia. So I'm going to go ahead and stop your sharing. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to show you what actions that we actually have to do to get your data to be available to you. All right. So now I have to go over to what's called the data set, and I have to click on manage permissions.
Okay.
And Lydia, I'm going to, so sorry. I got to go back to my workspaces. I click on security because security sounds so much more appealing than manage permissions, right?
Okay.
And then I'm going to give you access to Los Gatos, just in case, as an example, right? So I just type your name, El Cabrera. There it is. I click add. And now you have access to that data set. I'll click save. And then I'm going to stop my share. And then now we're going to go back to your computer. And what we should see
screen?
is, if you refresh your screen, your data should pop up. So just hit and look at that.
Voila.
So the important thing here, and I guess the reason why I'm showing you this is we are absolutely concerned about data security. We do not want your data to be in the hands of anybody else. And so we created that 2-layer security system so that specific action would need to be taken for you to get access to your data. Okay, so you might say to yourself, what is the big deal? I could just do the FAR 110. Well, some of the big deals are you can export this to Excel and you don't have to worry about the whole lining up your little things. This is true data. The data gets exported directly to Excel. The other thing, Sam Benito has been working with us to develop Mina, what is it? The cache export report. So, and they wanted to be able to see their cache exports and be able to, I guess, choose a date range, whatever they want to do. As of today, we're just emailing them a report every day. Boring. That's like so 1998, right? What we want to get to, and we're close, is we're going to create them a report on here. We'll share it with them, and they can run that report whenever they want. So they won't have to look for their email to get that report. If they want to look at a prior date or a range of dates, they can do that. And so that's the power that we're getting with this environment. Power BI is just a brand name. There's a lot of different data analytic tools, but because SCCOE has already an account with them, that's why we were able to buy everybody, all the districts, a single account.
And we have a question. Is that data updated in real time?
Oh, very good, very good. So this is very similar to, it's called a data warehouse. Every night, all of the data in QSS gets dumped into this data warehouse. So the first thing in the morning before anything touches it, it is exactly synchronized with QSS. As the day goes on, your QSS system is going to add more transactions. And by the end of the day, those transactions get written back to the data warehouse. So every night it gets resynced up again. We'll also add things like, for example, I'm sure for the CBOs out there, you probably have to add reports to the board. You know, you have to do your reports, and they always want to say, I want to see graphs, I want to see charts. What we're hoping for is with your help, we'll find out what reports you need. We'll create those graphs and charts for you, make it look all pretty. You export them to PowerPoint because we're talking about a Microsoft environment, so you can export it to however you want. And yeah, you're already doing this stuff, aren't you, Lydia?
I was just exploring.
And that's okay. But by the way, how many times have you used that report, Lydia?
In QSS, a lot.
No, right
not
here.
No, this is the first time I've seen it.
And it's not hard, right?
No, it's not.
You just started clicking things and all.
Yeah,
good.
this is so cool.
So, all right, there you go. I'll take any questions on that one for this part of the meeting. And you can unmute yourself. You could just yell it out. You can scream, hooray. Sunny, what you got?
Yes, so I think I'm missing the first part. Why we're doing this? Does it mean we're getting QCC and we are getting power by each district for our own data?
So the reason why I'm doing this is because I had this vision last year, and my vision was that every district should have access to their data, but I couldn't figure out how to get you the data. It's too big to send via email. Now, of course, you have access in QSS. You can log into QCC, you can run your reports, but I wanted to have you to have access like at the Excel level where you could do things. And so, so we created this system just so that you had a different way of accessing the data. And that's all. So you don't, if there are people out there like, oh, this is great, but I don't care about it, no problem. You don't have to use it. If there are folks out there that are like, oh, I love doing data analysis, yeah, then don't say it out loud because nobody will be your friend, but at least you'll have a tool.
So when it's going to be available?
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me share my screen again because I forgot that part of the conversation. So if we go back to something that we discussed last or 2 weeks ago, this is our QCC portal. And to get there, you just type in up at the top qcc.sccoe.org, or you can type in qss.sccoe.org. Either one, they both work. On that portal, we're loading all of this stuff up. We'll even load this video on there just for the sake of it. This will probably be the last one. But the one I want you guys to be aware of is the email lists, because we created an email list called QSS Power BI Reporting. The reason why we're trying to control these email lists is I don't think everybody wants to know about Power BI reporting. They don't want to know what the latest reports are, but for those that do, if you join the list, once you join the list, I'll make sure that your district has an account with Power BI. We purchased 1,000 accounts. Our Microsoft rep said they should be in any day. So I'm expecting like by either early next week or the middle of next week. And then we'll just set you up with an account. I'll be working through your CBOs to make sure that they know who has the account. Not that it's dangerous or anything, because you already have the access to QSS, but just so that if like the CBO would like to see the data too, that you all can coordinate in that regard. So I guess to answer your question, when is it available? It's available today. The accounts that I purchased for each of the districts, and I got one account per district, they should be available for me to upload next week. But in the meantime, if you get onto this subscription, says to subscribe, send an email to, and then it's got the email right here. And by the way, don't forget to read this known issue about the email lists. There's a big old button that says join, and I clicked it and it says doesn't work. So don't click the join button, but it tells you exactly right here what to do. All right, hope that helps. What else we got?
Hi, Jim. This is Debbie at Santa Clara.
Yeah.
And I just want to let everyone know that I've been using the data that's been transferred on a daily basis, and it is awesome. It's really great for reporting, especially with all this COVID money and the constant reporting that we have to do. But I just was curious, is there going to be expanding so we'll get payroll data as well?
Yeah, and the entire, absolutely. The goal is to expand it to include all data in QSS. I wanted to focus on the account activity because I knew that was the most utilized, but even to the extent of how many times does the HR department, going crazy saying, I need a list of all of our active employees. We just went through one of those, oh my gosh, we got to do this real quick. And with this type of system, anybody in HR could have clicked the report, says run HR report, and it would tie directly to QSS, show exactly who's on their roster. So yes, the answer, Debbie, is absolutely. The intent is to get all that data available to you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right. There you go. That's as good as it gets, Lydia.
All right.
Do you have any other good news to share?
Oh, you want more?
I'll take it all.
Well, what I announced earlier today is not a lot. That's a lot of work on me.
Well, that's, you know what? No, it is a
to
lot.
make that happen.
I really do think. And again, if you didn't get that email, make sure you join our email groups. But the ability to be able to log into QSS or in QCC, I should say, and just switch years. What a wonderful thing, huh? So yeah, I do appreciate that. All right. Well, what do you think about doing some breakout rooms?
Yeah. All right.
All right. I'll tell you what. Well, let me ask the team if there's anything. Is Rhonda on?
Here.
Would it be too much for you if I asked you to brag about your work in one of the breakout rooms about the what is it called? The timesheet system?
Sure, no problem.
Okay. I know what I'm going to brag about. Barbara and I are working on an implementation of requisition routing for Evergreen. Barbara, how many months does it normally take to implement requisition routing?
A couple of months.
Couple of months.
Yep.
How many months did I say I can do it in?
Oh, one.
Yeah.
You probably initially you said 1 day, but
That's right. Initially,
we
I
all
said
had
1 day.
heart failure.
Yeah. So if you want to join me in my room, I'll talk about requisition routing and the techniques that I'm going to be using to be able to speed that implementation up and reduce our efforts. Who else? Does anybody have any other things that you want to talk about?